morning, all of my friends. Hope all of you are well. Today we are going to learn the most important questions or topics, the trio of group remedy. Especially in university exams or viva, where you can get these questions very frequently. Especially in CBDC batch, it's more frequently. Okay. So let's see the trio of group. So first you should mention the trio of group remedy. What are they? And then you should mention their characteristics and contrast. Okay, so first you should mention what are the trio of groups with their full names. Okay, so what are the trio of group remedies? Trio of group remedies: first, Aconitum napellus, Spongia tosta, and Hepar sulphurisk calcareum. Okay, you should mention these three medicines with their full name. Then when you go for their contrast or when you go for the differentiations, you use their short name. Okay, first Aconitum napellus, Hepar sulphurisk calcareum, and Spongia tosta. Okay, so first of all we see Aconitum napellus, where we can see the group is especially in first stage of acute case. Okay, the group characteristic is first stage, it comes suddenly, very violent and wild. Okay, where we can give the Aconitum napellus, and here the inflammatory stage is marked. In Hepar sulph, especially in third stage, suppurative stage, where the suppuration or expectorations were formed, where we can give Hepar sulphs. In Spongia tosta, in second stage, after Aconitum napellus, we give Spongia tosta, in where the membranous stage is marked. Okay, so then we can see the characteristics of cough or cough. What are the characteristics of cough? In Aconitum napellus, the cough characteristics are dry, hoarse, loud, suffocating. Here the most important keynote. These are taken from the Allen's and Borix and others, Materia Medica. So you can easily get the suffocating on expirations. That is the more keynote symptoms, suffocating on expirations, and in inspirations where the spongia is marked. Okay, so Aconitum is dry, hoarse, loud, suffocating on inspirations, from where causation is dry, cold winds or drafts of air. Okay, the Aconitum napellus had the characteristics of cough and aggravated from during expiration. Already suffocation on the expirations. So in Aconitum napellus, the aggravated from expirations. Okay, some patients where the characteristics of the cough is croupy, choking and strangling from exposure to dry west winds. In Hepar sulph patients, especially here, the choking is marked, strangling is marked, and due to the dry west wind. Okay, here the Aconitum dry cold wind, especially night times when you travels or when you go outside in nights by bike or other cars, from where the get cold, where the Aconite is very important. And in Hepar sulphs, here is dry west wind. Okay, causations and croupy, choking and strangling cough. Okay, and here aggravated from uncovers and before morning. Here time modality is very important. In Aconitum napellus, time modality is nothing particular, it comes suddenly and violently with wild. Okay, in Hepar sulph, the time modality is before morning. It is very important, very keynote time modality in to identify the group. And in Spongia, time modality is especially before midnight, especially in evening or night times. Before midnight, here the Spongia is given. These are the time modalities, very important factors to identify the exact group remedy. Okay, and in Spongia tosta, here we already told that this is the second stage or membranous stage of, where the cough characteristics are dry, sibilant like a saw driven through a spine bone. It is the characteristics already mentioned in Allen keynote. And the cough is so metallic, so membranous, that the sound is come like a saw driven through a pine bone. Okay, this type of sound comes from the patients. Okay, then great dryness marks also in Spongia of mucous membranes of air passage as a horn. Okay, dryness is marked in Spongia tosta. Okay, in Croup, anxious and wheezing, Here also in Aconitum napellus, here the patient is very restlessness, because it is the try of restlessness remedy in Aconitum napellus. Okay, what are the try of restlessness? I already gave you the video. You should you can see. I already give the link. You can go and see what are the try of restlessness and their differentiation. I already made this. Okay, so modalities here, the Spongia tosta is during inspirations, aggravation during inspirations and before midnight. So aggravation during inspirations, it is Spongia tosta, and during expiration, this is Aconitum napellus. This characteristics you should remember. And if we go for the expectorations in Aconitum napellus, there is no, almost no expectoration, or small something expectoration is there. And in Hepar, here it is the third stage, so it is thick yellow purulent expirations. Okay, and the expectoration color is yellow. And here the Spongia, there is none scanty expectoration. Little expectoration is there in Spongia. So try of Croup remedy, if you write, you should first Aconitum napellus and then write Spongia, then Hepar. So it's easily remember from one by one according to the stage. Okay, so these are the try of Croup remedy. If in university question comes, or if the external or internals ask in viva, you should mention these 3 points. You should remember, I already highlight these important points, so you should mention these points, and it's enough. And these points are taken from standard Materia Medica textbook. You not do any panic or any hesitate, so you can easily write. So thank you all of you. Study well and see you again in another video. Okay.